Hello, my friends. If you are here for the first time, I want to welcome you to Dream, Ignite, Build. I'm so excited for you to hear from today's guest. Emily is a true force of strength, purpose, and impact. She started as an elite gymnast, spent 15 years in the financial world, and later stepped into entrepreneurship and advocacy after becoming a mom. Emily bravely shares her story as a survivor of childhood abuse in the gymnastics world, and she's since become a powerful voice for change, receiving honors like the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage and helping launch the Army of Survivors, which is so incredible. She's passionate about protecting others, educating families, and creating real change through advocacy and community work. All while she's raising two amazing children and living life to the fullest. You are going to be so moved and so inspired. So let's get into this conversation today. Emily, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So grateful to have you. Emily is such a great friend of mine. Let's touch on how we initially got connected. So I moved here in 2018, and you've been in Florida for 10 years now?
About 10 years. I was in Fort Myers for a bit before I moved up to Sarasota. So I moved up to Sarasota in 2017.
Okay. I just love to hear your stories too, because we were talking offline about all of the amazing places that you live.
Yes.
And do you feel like Florida is home now?
I have, since I left Michigan, moved a couple different places, but Sarasota specifically is the first place that I felt like home since I left Michigan. So I definitely feel like I have built my community, a very genuine, supportive community here. And I feel like my children are building that same space, even at their age. And so, I envision being here for a long time.
Yeah, and I've been here since 2018. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And just feel like so plugged in. It really feels like home.
It does.
I feel like.
Yeah.
So you've been a part of some of my group coaching programs, and I have just, since the very beginning, I've just loved your heart and compassion for truly making a difference, wanting to be supportive, wanting to help and uplift other women. And I want to talk about what your experience has been like just in community and developing those relationships, and then also us working together.
Absolutely. So I think what drew me to you when we first met was very much the same things. Is I have been in the professional world and experienced very different things, much more competitive, much more almost shielding. You have to kind of be careful about what you say and who you open up to. But immediately when I met you, it was so genuine and so real, and I felt so safe. And so I think you and I became friends first, and then recognizing that I was trying to build a business, also do some advocacy and want to get out into the community. And so that's when we started in small group with women all over. Yeah, we did a lot of Zooms and really built a good network and trust, and figured out strengths that I had, strengths that you had, and how we could collaborate together. Yeah, so that's kind of now morphed into a bigger scene.
Yes. And I just love to see how much you've grown in that process, and just seeing the rise of not only the professional side, but both professionally and personally, being able to bring together all of the things. And that's not easy, because there's always a lot of things going on behind the scenes to make sense of how the great coming together is of managing everything.
Yes, and I think one thing that you have done for me in that space is, first of all, you are an incredible role model for mothers who are running businesses, women entrepreneurs, and seeing you do all the things and use your skill set to do it all and do it successfully has given me the inspiration and courage to do some of the healing that I've done within the last couple of years, which I hadn't for a long time, and I was afraid to, which is part of my story. But seeing you do it and face the things and overcome obstacles, along with the community of women that we've built, knowing that I have that safety net has given me the courage to face some things that I didn't think I was going to be able to. So,
well, and you've been able to express yourself in your story and sharing that. And I value so much that you've been not only through it and willing to be able to share, because I know that that's like really, really hard, but also like the level of impact that you're making in so many lives, because you're allowing that door to be opened. And it's scary. I know that there's a lot of fear that goes into that. And there's so many women out there, I think, that need to hear the story, because they may have not experienced exactly the same thing. But as we were talking about in the retreat, fearing a situation that's really difficult in their life now, to like fully step in, to have courage or have bravery, to be able to either leave or make a change that's necessary for their healing or for their safety even.
Yes, absolutely. And that's one of the things that I strive to do, is just be a safe space for somebody. And that means different things to different people. And sometimes they just need to hear it and know that they're not alone. Sometimes it means that they need to share information that they can't share with anybody else because they don't have anyone else. Or sometimes, they need real support and guidance and, resources.
Yeah.
So I just know that my purpose here is to be in that capacity for people.
Yeah.
And kind of meet them where they are, give them whatever attention and resources or anything that they need to move forward in their situation. And every situation is different. And even recently, it was a mom of an athlete that had a concern, and so stepped back into that world, which I haven't done in a long time, but in that capacity as well. So I'm so thankful that you can see that, and that you have encouraged me to continue it. And I always will.
And I loved when you shared your story on stage at the Dream Ignite Build event. It was so powerful and seemingly easy for you to tell, which I was like, that just shows the power of authenticity and an ability for you to go through that healing process, to tell it in a way that, not that it isn't still hard or still painful, but knowing that you are coming out on the other side where, yes, you've been through it, yes, you've experienced it, but you're taking that season with you, and now it's completely shifted, and you've been able to reframe, so that there are so many women that are listening in that are like, you know what, I see her and I want to feel that, I want to be that, and just being such a testament of what you have gone through, that and that showing what is possible for people. And I think that that's like the whole concept and idea behind it. And you painted that picture so beautifully at the event, is that, you've come to this place now where, again, not that everything's perfect. I think it's probably a lifelong journey of healing, but to be such a phenomenal testament of the possibility of the changes that can occur and how you can affect people in a way that there is always hope, that there is always a way to look to the light and find a light at the end of the tunnel, and get support, right? Like, so yes. Get into a support system where there are people around you that are pulling you through and guiding you through. And I know that that's been such a huge part of your healing journey too.
Oh, it has. Absolutely. I would never have been able to do it without the support of people like you and others in this community, and some from, my sister survivor community as well, because we all experience the same things and sometimes lean on each other when times are hard. But I definitely think that through this healing journey, I can now talk about it in a way that it doesn't consume me, and it doesn't define me, and it's not who I am. It's what happened for me, so that I can come now through the healing from a place of power and talk about it almost as if it was in a past life. It's interesting the way I think about it now. It doesn't even seem in some ways real, because I've come so far. And that is the hope that I want to give women and survivors, not just women, but anyone who's survived sexual abuse, trauma, really hard things, is that when you're ready and when all the pieces are in place, and sometimes you don't feel ready, but when you know that you want something different for your life, that there are people out there that are wanting to help you walk through that.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing feeling and realization. And it is scary, but it's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think just that willingness to allow yourself to be open is half of it, because I know you've expressed and many others, it's just, do I want to allow myself to be vulnerable to go there and to maybe open some of those wounds back up for that healing, because you've got all that scarring over it. And it's like, do I actually want to step back in and maybe face some of the things of the past that they never fully have allowed yourself to go to, from even just like a self-awareness standpoint? It's like knowing what is possible with the support is just so amazing.
Yeah, I think, I obviously buried all of it for decades. And while it was safe to do that because I didn't have to think about it or feel it, it also led me down some really horrible paths. And it led me to make some not so great decisions. And so, yeah, I definitely came to a place where I knew I wanted more out of my life. And so, it really is a mindset shift, and you have to have trust and faith and knowing that you're not going to know what's going to come out.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part. But again, if you have the support system, or at least an idea of what's out there to support you through, then you can do anything.
Yeah,
you really can. And then also realize it is a lifelong journey, because as your situation changes and you face new challenges, sometimes that reopens those wounds again. And you have to look at it from a different angle. But hopefully through healing, you have more strength, more perspective, and you're coming at it from a stronger space internally.
Definitely. And I love how you're using all of that now, fast forward, to not only help other women be an advocate for it, but also in your business with Beem.
Yeah.
So you're opening potentially 3 locations.
Yeah. So that's the plan.
And so the fact that you can bring individuals in and they can have physical healing, and what I think goes along with that is emotional healing, because our bodies are our temples, and if we're in pain, whether it's chronic pain or even through a sports related injury or even emotional pain, I feel like just that whole experience of being able to go in and get your body restored is going to be so significant. So, and then talk a little bit about that. What is that experience like for someone to come in to Beem, maybe somebody that's never heard of it before?
Yes. So it's Beem Light Sauna, and we offer infrared saunas and advanced light therapy. So we're going to have actually red light, green light, and blue light therapy, which is new technology. And what I experienced and why I'm so passionate about bringing that to Sarasota is it's in the infrared saunas are a 40-minute session. And yes, we are going to offer iPads and things that you can do, be entertained, listen to music, listen to an audiobook. But for me, as a busy mom and someone who gets no time to them, and what I really love about it is the ability to go for 40 minutes and have time for yourself, meditate, think, allow yourself to just totally relax. And yes, there's the health benefits that we know, the detox. But for me personally, what I want to highlight is the mental health aspect, like you said, because our bodies, it's the mental, the physical, and the spiritual, and how that all works together. And it does offer anxiety reduction. It helps people sleep better, which people who have chronic depression, chronic anxiety, PTSD, like I do, that's huge. And so, yes, you've got the mental health benefits, you've got the physical health benefits, you've got the healing. But what I really want to also create in our community is, through the business, a sense of family and understanding that people are going there for different reasons, but supporting each other for what those reasons are. And I want you to be able to walk into my space and feel like you're a family member. And I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're getting healing for whatever it is you're coming to us for. And I'm so excited.
And I just love how it's basically all coming together full circle for you.
Yes. And so, for me personally, and I was telling a friend this the other day, and I was almost in tears. I never would have committed to something like this because I never would have had the faith in myself to be able to do it before. Like before the last couple of years, I never would have bet on myself. And now I get to do that. And I get to bring this amazing space to Sarasota, and they're all my friends in my community, and get to do the advocacy work. It's all coming full circle. All the things are coming together, and I get to help more people. And that's all I've ever wanted.
You're going to bring tears to me.
It's all I've ever wanted. Yeah. And so, I believe doors open at the right time.
I agree.
And now is my time.
Well, I just want to tell you, I'm so proud of you. I love knowing you. I love that you're in my life, and you are changing the world, Emily. You are making such a difference. I don't know if you see it every single day, but you are. And there are many people, I'm sure, listening in, thinking to themselves, wow, like, look at her go. And it's a very powerful place to be because, when you come from a vulnerable space and sometimes you can't even see what tomorrow is going to look like.
Yes.
To be where you are now is such a testament, as I was talking about earlier, to your courage, to your bravery, and to your willingness to allow yourself to be healed and to be vulnerable, as we were talking about at the retreat, and just how much of a difference that can make for other people. So thank you for being you. Thank you for setting the tone and creating a pathway for women to heal and to allow them to give themselves permission to do life different.
Yeah.
They don't have to stay where they're at.
Yeah, I think that's so important because especially people who experience major traumas feel like, okay, that happened and here I am and this is how my life is going to be. And, or they're struggling through and just can't break through. But there is more. And it does take a lot to allow, like you said, allow yourself to feel deserving of that sometimes, or take the leap of faith, not knowing what's on the other side, but knowing that you don't want to stay in the space anymore. And that can be really, really scary because sometimes it's just easier to live in the space and what you know than to walk through a door and not know what's going to be there, or not think you're going to be able to handle it.
That's right. Thank you for being a beacon of light. And thank you for being on the show today. As I said, I appreciate you so much. And Emily's vision for helping others to thrive and to move beyond trauma is just getting started. And there is so much to come. And you'll have to watch her because she's going to continue to not only impact Sarasota, but going to impact the world. So Emily, how can they contact you if they have questions or they want to reach out? What would be the best way to do that?
Facebook is great. It's Emily Joan Meinke, and it's spelled MEINKE. My email is emilyjoan625@gmail.com. So yeah, absolutely reach out. I am happy. I am an open book. I'm transparent. If anyone has any questions about either Beem or the advocacy work that I do or want to get involved here locally in Sarasota, I'm happy to share all that information.
Wonderful. Well, we'll go ahead and put your link in the description for your business.
Perfect.
If y'all want to reach out, we'll definitely have her email posted as well. Thank you all for tuning in today to Dream, Ignite, Build. We are constantly being inspired by our amazing guests, and we are looking forward to continuing to make impact in our community and beyond.